Okay, let's see what happens here. We're just going to get things going in the background. Make sure stuff is turned on. We've got some sound. All of that good stuff. Just be una momento. 13, 12, 11, 10. All of that great stuff. And of course, I want to make sure that I've got some sound happening, and we'll figure out some lights and all that good stuff. And there we go. Welcome. It's James Maduke speaking. You're watching another live webcast from teachonline.io and trainingsites.io, where we show you how to start, build, and grow your education business, building online campuses, and all of that good stuff in regards to online courses, community, videos, all sorts of things, that kind of package. So what are we going to do today? Do my best to stay focused and online here. You will see from time to time there's a train going by. We have the commuter train in our backyard. Sometimes that goes by, and I might even reach over here and we'll just, there we go, close the window a little bit, so hopefully that will go away and not show up again. So what are we going to do today? Well, if you haven't been following along, I've got a brand new project called My Pickleball Friends, and it's a community we've been building out with a stack of tools that we use to build online campuses and courses for professionals who are trying to teach what they know online, and businesses who are creating training sites for their employees. So I've got a stack of tools all set up, been using that to build out My Pickleball Friends. So I've done all that work. We're ready to go. The next thing is how do we actually market it and get some members? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps that we're actually put together for creating a bit of a marketing plan. But this one is it's a little bit different because we're not focusing on selling courses. We're focusing on getting new users registered and starting out on the site, which is fundamentally different than, hey, we've got a brand new course, buy my course, because if you buy the course, you're going to get this outcome or something wonderful is going to happen to you. So that's a thing that's kind of interesting. A little bit of a different kind of packaging, but the marketing is very similar. So I'm going to go over the marketing that we're doing today. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and these are live. So we do have questions. You can certainly get on and ask some questions, and I'll do my best to answer them live during the session. I've also got a ton of screens open on my desktop. We've got my video pencils here. So I'm going to be writing some stuff out, and we'll go through as best I can all of the different pieces for this. And I just want to double check I've got some sound just to make sure. There we go. I got sound. So that's the important thing. Again, if you've missed a couple of these, I had one really, really good live webcast, and my microphone was not working properly. So I had to delete it. And of course, you can't redo a live webcast the same way that you did it, especially these ones, because I'm going without notes and without a teleprompter. This is just stream of consciousness stuff that's happening. So here's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up, and I'll do this hopefully in the background here. I'm going to pull up. What I'll try and do is, let me get rid of this one. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up a blueprint that we use when we're building out these campuses. And then the reason I'm doing it is there's actually 9 or 10 steps, depending on who we're doing it with. There's 9 or 10 steps in building out a learning campus, and we're going to spend some time going over them, how we would normally do them, and then apply it to My Pickleball Friends. And I will show you as well the My Pickleball Friends site, just so that you see what we're talking about, and then go from what's going on there. So let me just pull up and see if we can get a good screen here. There we go. Okay, so this is Xmind. This is a tool we use to build out all these campuses, these online learning sites, and hopefully we've got a big enough picture to show you here. I'll maybe do a little bit bigger, see if we can get it a little bit bigger for you so that you see it. But we've got some basic steps here, and I'll go through them. We've got a campus blueprint. We've got capturing digital exhaust, which is a whole other session on creating content. The campus goals, picking your business models, selecting the campus platform, course checklist, building learning tracks, adding course content, marketing your campus courses, and community rewards and engagement. So these are the steps that we normally go through. So I'm going to be talking a little bit. And you notice there's 38 sub-steps in here. Market your campus courses. Again, we're not marketing courses, right? We're doing some things a little bit differently. So that sort of pack that I put together here is not identical because we're not focusing on courses, but there's some of the things that are here that we can use, okay? So that's kind of the first part. The second part is let me just pull this one up here and I'll show you on this one. Let's take a look at my Pickleball friends and you'll be able to see the actual site here. So here's the site that we're working on. It's my Pickleball friends, and the stack of tools that this one is built on is of course WordPress. That's the one we always use. So we've got WordPress installed, and for our community/campus software, we are using the BuddyBoss theme, which is a paid theme. We're using the BuddyBoss platform, which has a free version and a paid version. We've got the paid version. We've got LearnDash, which is the LMS or learning management software system or tool that we use to create and deliver online courses. We've got GamaPress, which gamifies everything. Rank Math for SEO. We're using one called Modern Event Calendar for all the live events. So we got a ton of stuff that's here, and this is the part that we need to market. And if you haven't joined up here, you're welcome to go join. It's free to join, see what's happening. It's a great thing to see just if you're thinking about building out a learning campus and you want to see how they work. The other one, of course, that you can feel free to join is teachonline.io. That's basically our test bed where we play around with all of these and put our courses in and answer questions about building training sites and creating and selling online courses. So this is the site we're doing. Across the top, we've got members. I'm just going to show you the top menu so that you see it. We've got members. We've got groups. We've got resources, which are technically business groups, which is something that's pretty interesting. And we've got events. And I'm just rifling through these. We've covered them in other sessions, but I wanted to show you that they're there. Courses, which is our course catalog, and blog. So there's a couple things that we need to do right off the start when we're getting ready to market all of these sites. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a course or in this case, it's a community site. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we have a pretty good avatar or idea of who it is that we want to be selling to or trying to get to sign up. So I'm expecting you to have done two kind of important things when they come to homework, and we'll just talk about those again briefly, not in any detail, but you'll see kind of how they fit in here. So if I go back to our campus blueprint here, there's a couple things that we have here. Number 2 is outlining the campus goals. So making sure you understand the purpose or the problem that you're solving, the strengths, the big fat claims, and the goals, whether it's outcomes, reach, head counts. I'm expecting you obviously to have this stuff in place. You've done the homework. You understand why you're creating the site, who it's going to be helping, why it's a good place, or what are the tools or benefits that you have that help them do that. And then you've got to have some personal goals, like how many members do you want to have? What time period do you want to have? How engaged do you want to have people? Do you have revenues and things that are set up there? And that's the next part right here as I've scrolled down a little bit, picking the business model, and I'll touch on that one today so that you understand how I've got this one set up. And you'll see the first one there. If you look in the middle, we've got courses or community. So I break this in as the focus is on, are you setting up your campus for the purpose of delivering courses or digital courses or teaching something, or are you setting up your business for the purpose of creating a community that you can monetize in other ways other than just selling a course? So in this case, I'm looking at the community portion. That's where the focus is. It's not on the courses. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have courses, but it means that in this particular case, my focus is on building the community. And if it's a real campus, and what I call a campus or a learning campus, technically you have both, right? You're going to have courses, courses, a community, and gamification is another piece, and this whole idea of being able to interact and teach with other people, and what I call blended learning. So it's not just about online courses, it's also about doing live digital training along with the courses. Of course, you can have physical events, but I focus personally on virtual ones using tools like Zoom and Teams and some other ones as well. So what's the business model? Courses or community? I'm picking community in this case. Do you want to charge for courses? In my case at the start, no. I do have a couple courses. They're free courses for people to join. There's no cost for them. The cost, well, that's not true. The cost to purchase the courses is a registration in the community. That's how I am using that to set up with. And are you offering membership levels? And at this point, listen to the language I'm using. At this point, there is no membership level. It's free to join, and that's all there is to it. Now, when you look at business models, you're probably saying, well, James, how are you going to earn some money? And we actually did a whole session. I think I covered 11 different ways to earn money with a community site. My idea with this one and why this is important is because I set up the site and the community with two kind of things in the back of my mind. Am I going to charge for courses? Am I personally going to charge for courses? No. Are there other people who are members of the pickleball community who might be professionals or are coaches or educators in pickleball that will put their courses on our platform and charge for them? Yes. I've set up the site so that if someone is already an expert, they have a course, they want to sell a course on pickleball in mypickleballfriends.com in our community, it's set up so that that can happen. My idea there, of course, is that I'm going to split some of the revenue with people for getting them in front of a community of people. So I'm going to be charging for courses and they will be individual. I'm not sure if I'll do a recurring membership model at this point. It'll just be an individual course, but that's the start. The other thing that's here, and I'm not charging for it yet, but let me just bring up the site again. And what you'll notice is, sorry, I don't want that one. We're going to get rid of this so we don't get any feedback. There. So that one's off. So here's, let me just open this one up. I was on the wrong page, so let me open up this one again. So there's a course that I have. That's what I was talking about. I put one in that's free, 10 lessons. It's just a beginner's guide to pickleball. And that's a good start to have the courses. We've got a bunch of lessons just for people who are getting started. So 10 lessons, 2 quizzes. We've got some videos, some other little things in there, but that's a free course. The one I want to show you, which I think is interesting for monetizing, is this one up here called Resources. And here's the other thing that we put in on the campus. Well, I said that it's free to members. The one thing that I do have in place is a business directory along with the members directory. And the whole idea with this is that if you are a business that is related to pickleball, you're going to be able to add your profile and your business to the My Pickleball Friends site. And it's free to get started, but my idea is to charge for this at some time in the future. Excuse me. So if I, for example, am logged in, I'm registered as a member, a personal member, I might be in a position where I can go and say, you know what, I want to put and have my own private group in My Pickleball Friends, and I've broken it into a bunch of categories, whether it be camps and workshops, clubs, equipment, facilities and courts, fashion and clothing, food and drink, league play, nutrition and wellness, all of these different things. I will charge at some point. The idea is to charge in the future for the ability to post in front of this community or group of people. So that's kind of one of the interesting things that I'm looking at personally. And how am I going to monetize this? The membership levels are kind of like an individual or a business. Think of it that way. So that's the pickleball business model. So I've got all these different places here. Not going to take that call. So all these different ways to monetize. The question becomes this time, who is going to be that community? Who are the people that I'm going to market this stuff to? So what do we need to do? Well, we need to have a pretty good avatar for our pickleball players, right? And what I did with that one is, let me just go back here and make sure we're in the right place. What I did with that one is I said, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm marketing this to a group of people that are the ones that would be best suited for becoming part of the community. So this is what I did, is I built out a customer or a pickleball player avatar. And there's kind of 3 avatars. Now, most of the time when you're doing all of this marketing stuff, if you're marketing a course in general or a learning campus, it's for a specific group of people because you're offering a specific outcome. And all of those people in that marketing avatar or that marketing profile you're talking to, they generally have the exact same outcome that you're giving them by them taking the course or joining your campus. Now, the interesting thing with a community, of course, is that the community may have different kind of avatars. And I've identified, well, 4, but I'm going to share 3 on the member side of types of people that I need to get in front of. So what are they? Who are these people? Think of it this way. I have a generic pickleball player. I have a mature pickleball player. And I also have a competitive pickleball player. So these are kind of the 3 separate groupings of people that I need to get in front of because I want them to join the site. The 4th one is the vendor or the business that I need to get in front of, but I just want to look at the members at this point and marketing to the members. So who are these members again? Who are we going to work on? The basic one, the more mature pickleball player, or the competitive pickleball player. So I put profiles together, and I'm going to show them to you now, how we kind of focus on these and where we're going with that, and how we've created them. So one of the tools that we use in our business is called Teamwork, and we have Teamwork Spaces is where we keep all of our information together about what we're doing on the site. And pickleball marketing, I'm just going to open some of these. We'll look at my pickleball avatars. So these are avatars that I created, and hopefully the screen's big enough here, but we've got pickleball avatars. These are kind of the generic. Here's a generic one that kind of came up with. So I've got this person, Alex Morgan. She's 35 years old. She lives in Denver, Colorado. She's a phys ed teacher or a teacher. She's got a couple kids, a certain income. She's got a bachelor's degree in sports science. And again, she's an active person, loves outdoor activities. She's doing the gym. She's doing other things that are keeping her active physically. And she's in a position where, she's going, man, I love to be out playing with people. I out with friends. I like to be social. She may have played racket sports. So I'm looking at this and going, you know what? She's played racket sports before. She's someone that, might have played tennis or going out with a family. She values, beliefs in staying physical, active, and she wants her kids to be active as well, right? She doesn't want them all in front of the screen all the time. She wants them to be involved in making sure that she's out, okay? So prefers hand-on activities over watching TV, and she might already be involved in sports, right? She may be already doing stuff with the kids, whether it be soccer or hockey or football or baseball or different things that she's out involved with the kids with. Now, here's the part that's interesting here for me kind of thing is buying habits. Shops for sports equipment, both online and in local stores, okay? So I'm sure she's going to be doing, she's young enough to feel comfortable buying stuff online, but she also knows that sometimes you got to try stuff on and make sure it's available. Make sure it's available so that that she's has a chance to get a real good feel for it. So digital social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram. She's loyal to brands, quality, durability, all of these different things, right? She's looking for stuff that the whole family can enjoy. The worst thing for this avatar is that she's going, oh, I got one kid over here, one kid over here, I'm over here, I've got another partner over here. She wants to, put together something that would be great for everyone to be able to do at the same time and not have everything separated for the family. Okay, so really involved, and she's watching YouTube, listens to podcasts, so she's getting information digitally. So she's not doing stuff necessarily, her research, by going to the store or reading a book. It's like I'm watching a YouTube video. I'm busy on the go. I got my my earphones in, listening on my podcasts on the go. I'm in the car. Got my everything's doing digitally, consuming all the information digitally. So that's kind of the first group, and I look at that as the generic group. The second one that I would talk to is kind of the older pickleball player, right? This is someone who might be retired, has grown up kids, and more importantly, grandkids. They're not necessarily earning an income right now, but they're living off, their savings, retirement stuff. Probably well, they might be, educated, have a full career. The part that's interesting for them is they want to get out and be active now and enjoy their free time. They want to make sure that they're not necessarily playing sports by themselves. They want to get out and be involved with other people. For them, the buying habits are different, right? They may not be overly comfortable doing stuff online. They want to get involved physically, not only in buying, but also in learning about what they're doing, okay? So these are the things that we're kind of working on right now. This person, wants to get out, be involved, but their media consumption is interesting because they're not necessarily doing everything digitally. And if they are, it's just Facebook. They're not spending a lot of time on Twitter. They may not be doing too much Instagram or TikTok. It's more of a Facebook kind of vibe for them. And then the third group was this whole competitive player. And I'll just go on this one as well, just to give you an idea. This is someone who might be younger, a little more physically active. They're out, they want to compete against people. These ones are highly digital as well. And they may be focused more on things like injuries, nutrition, equipment. That's stuff that, that they're a little more involved in and spending some time with. So we've got these three avatars, the ones that I need to focus on as a community. What are we going to do with them now? How are we going to get them involved? What are the things that we need to do to get them started so that, so that they're in a position where they're going to go, hey, I want to sign up. I want to be part of this group. I want to be part of the membership. So this is how we're going to do it. Let me go to, let me do this now. Let me go back and I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go to my video pencil right now because there's a big problem for me personally, and I'm going to share it to you and hopefully get the pencil to work. There we go. Here's the issue that I have personally. So if I look at this, and I'm looking at it from my traditional business, and make sure we got a pen here working. So if I look at it from my traditional business, I already have an email list, right? I already have a blog. I already have a community, but these ones are all business related, right? They're focused on an existing business with existing customers, with people that I have no idea whether or not they even like pickleball. Now, just because I have an interest in it doesn't mean that all of these people that I built from my other business, they're going to have an interest in it. So I got a problem. How am I going to get in front of all of these people? So if I look at it from a scale here, from 0 let's say to 100K. So I want to have 100,000 users. So if I look at it from 0 to 100,000 users, of the people that I have permission to market to now, the people that are in my community existing, whereabouts am I? So if I look at, I'm probably right about here, eh? 0 to 10 people that I've already talked about in this particular context of having a community site. So these are mine. These are others. Now, this is the part that I have to think about. If I have mine and I have other people have this market, who am I actually marketing to? Even though I have those avatars, the people that I have to outreach to, or the people that I have to get access to, is these people, because they have existing traffic. They have traffic that I want. They're already in front of people that I want. So even though I have the avatars that I'm focusing on here when I market, who I'm really marketing to is all of the other people that already have traffic. There's always two kinds of traffic. And remember this, because this applies to every business. I'm just showing you how it works is, when we're looking at traffic, how it applies normally. So there's your traffic. And there's other people's traffic. So I got other people's traffic. Which one is bigger? This is the one that we always need to market to, especially when you're getting started, is if I can get in front of physically the people that I know and I'm dealing with on a regular basis, that is only a tiny, tiny amount. I need to make sure that I get in front of all of these other people. So even though I have the business avatar, the marketing profile of who I want as a community member, it doesn't mean I'm marketing to them yet. It means that the content that I'm creating should be to the marketing avatar, but the person or the group of people that I'm actually marketing to or getting involved in my project is other people's traffic. So who are other people traffic? Who are the other people that we're actually taking a look at? Well, this is the group of people that we're actually looking at. So let me open up my pickleball friends again, and what we'll do is we'll take a second to play around with those. And actually I can show you here. One of the things that I did, remember we have blog posts that we're doing on a regular basis, and we have our business categories that we picked. The business categories and the blog post categories I kept the same. And here is why. Of all the businesses that I'm talking about right now, these are the same people that I need to get in front of. So let's take a look at this one. I've got associations, campuses and workshops, clubs, existing communities, equipment vendors, facilities and courts, fashion and clothing, which is another form of vendor, people that are doing food and drink or nutrition-based stuff, other hobbies and interests that related to pickleball, leagues, where they already have people there that are in my avatar group, medical stuff, so people who are involved in fitness, whether it be injuries or common ailments for pickleball players, nutrition and wellness, the technology of pickleball, so if there's tournaments and software and pieces that are being used to do this, tournaments, travel and tourism. There is even lots of different trips that people are take to play pickleball, but also just to go on holidays and play in a specific place where there's an active community. So the people that I'm marketing to that already have the traffic of the profile or marketing avatar that I want are these groupings of people. So I need to get in front of them. So how do we actually do that? Let's go back to my, let's get rid of that screen first. Let's go back and take a look at my pencil again. my video pencil, and here's the part that, I got other people's traffic. So let's do that. So I got other people's traffic. That's the big one that I'm interested in, that I really want, right? So here I have me. And if I want to do outreach to these people and I do it physically, what does that mean? Well, can I get in front of local clubs and associations? Yeah, sure. I can go and do 1 or 2 clubs, 3 clubs. I can go to the association that is local to me. But if I'm doing it physically, I've only got a very, very, very small market or people that I can market to. On the other hand, if I look at that list and I do it in a digital format, I've got all of them. Technically, I'm looking at North America, but it doesn't have to be only North America. That's what I'm focusing on here at the start. But I've got a much bigger market if I look at it from a digital perspective as well as a physical perspective. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm not going to spend my time here because the reward just isn't there. I need to make sure that I'm looking at all the different ways that I can reach out to people for marketing to these groups or categories that we just covered, and do it in a digital fashion. So how am I going to do that? Well, let's open up another screen here. We'll take a look and we'll see what I'm going to be doing. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to open this up again. We'll go back to the screen so that you can see it. And there we go. So I got my basic pickleball outreach program. And this is the one, 25 places I just put together for a method to get involved and create a buzz. And if you look at it, the local ones, it's like local pickleball clubs and groups, community centers, sports stores, because the sports stores are selling pickleball stuff, fitness centers and gyms. There's a number of community centers and gyms available. Pickleball associations. One of the ones I did up as a test site, actually, if you look here, I did one test one, and I'll go back to that one here, was one of the associations, local associations. So I'm here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. We've got the Ottawa Pickleball Association. So for example, we've got a platform, posts and stuff that are being put in, but that's local, right? That is something that is here specific to where I'm physically located. But that's an example of one that we can do as an association, as market to them. Sports blogs and websites. So this is getting into a digital format, online forums, YouTube channels, sporting events, not just pickleball. Any of the racket sports, there's places that we can reach out for that, because often they're involved with pickleball and not only the original one. Schools, retirement communities, meetup groups, Facebook groups, Instagram profiles, local newspapers, radio stations, networking events, universities, travel and tourism boards, parks and recs. There's a whole group of people that are there, but those are ones that I'm going to have to do somewhat physically if I'm looking at them locally. But I'm going to spend time on a digital format. So this is what we're going to be doing. The first one is website and SEO optimization. Because I'm posting blog content on a regular basis and also going to be asking other people to post their content, I want to make sure that the site that we have set up is optimized for pickleball and all of the things around the pickleball community. So there's a couple things that we've done. The first one is that we have the Rank Math and Rank Math Pro tool, which is for SEO or search engine optimization with WordPress, but we've got that set up on the site and active. The other thing that I've got is, if I go take a look here in some of my other notes, we have my pickleball friends. Been collecting all of the different pickleball friends that we want to focus on. And a lot of times these are just some of the ones that are example. You'll see some other phrases that we're doing. We're going to be doing them so that they are localized for the particular geography, plus all of the phrases and things that we want to do. We also put together a whole bunch of hashtags to look at when it comes to social media and or use. And we've also got keyword questions, which are phrases, because one of the things that we found is that when you're doing pickleball or search engine optimization in general, what we're always trying to do, and especially with courses, is we're trying to answer questions, right? So what are the common questions that we want to focus on? Pickleball double strategy, how to pick the best shoes, how to pick rackets, what to look for in rackets, where do I find courts, what are the rules, where are the tournaments, what are the good brands, how to do certain types of serves, how to practice, where to practice, what does the kitchen mean? So we're putting together keyword question phrases, and those are the ones that we're going to be spending time marketing to as well. So first thing we want to do is we've got this open, we're going to be doing it. And if you remember the site, I have the site open, right? It's a membership site, but there's no paywall or way that is blocking people from browsing this site. They have to be a registered user to be part of the site and post and network with other people. So we've got a huge opportunity for SEO. So we're going to spend a lot of time doing that and using SEO best practices, right? We're going to have to do all of the things that we would normally do when we're working with search engine optimization, and spend some time with that as well. Okay, so first one, that one we're going to be doing, spending some time with. And let's go back to more digital stuff. Content creation. That's the second thing. So let me just show you. We've started to post content, and let me pull one up here so that you can see it. I go to the blog posts. We just put up a couple blog posts to get started. This is happening every day now, but we now have pros and cons of rally scoring in pickleball. How long does it take to master pickleball? So we're starting to add posts. Again, these are optimized in terms of the text that's there. We've got images that we've put in. The other thing is we're doing best practices with all these images, right? So it's not just about the keywords and phrases. We want to make sure that we've got all of the tags, all the additional pieces for good SEO. It's done. So we're starting to put these together. I think right now we have 4 or 5, posts published. There's more always coming and on the way. So we're doing those ones as well. Okay, so content, it's there. The other great thing you have to remember is that any of the content that a member puts in, user-generated content, it is open to people, and the more community members we get, the more content gets created, and it can start feeding on itself. The also thing to remember is that I'm talking about blog posts that we're doing. I'm going to be reaching out, asking other existing blog post authors for pickleball if I can use their content and put it on our site, or if I can get them to write new content and put it on our site. So we're going to spend a lot of time with that as 2 examples. And in our community, we also have a live news feed, so that anything that's happening on the site, and technically it's the homepage of the site, we're going to be doing stuff and adding that on a regular basis. So any content or anything that gets put in here shows up in the news feed, and we've got a constant feed of great content being sent out to people who are members and subscribed, but more importantly, fresh content for Google and any of the search engines to be involved in. Social media presence. Here we go. So we already have social media profiles. So it's Twitter. We've got My Pickleball Friends is the profile we've got used. So we've got My Pickleball Friends for YouTube. We've got My Pickleball Friends for Facebook. We've got My Pickleball Friends for Instagram. We've got My Pickleball Friends for Twitter. So we were able to collect or use the My Pickleball Friends brand or name with all of the social media profiles. The other thing we've got set up here is we use a couple tools. Our trainingsite.io business does social media posting for our customers. It's a done for you service. So we've actually got it set up now that we've got one of our account managers is posting to social media using all of those profiles. I want to share one other neat thing with you is that when you use tools like this, anytime we do a blog post, it automatically gets published as a social media post out on any of these profiles or platforms that we're registered with. So the more content we add to the blog, the more social media posts get put out. And again, it doesn't matter if it's our post or someone else, it's any post that's made on our site. So not only do we have the stuff we're doing as part of our social media posting, any of the content that gets created in the WordPress blog site, it automatically gets posted as well. And one of the things that we focused on as well with this whole social media thing is you have to remember that social media isn't about one and done. You can repeat posts in social media. And we've broken down a whole bunch of different kinds of content ideas. One of the things as an example, I'll just open this one up. We've been collecting pickleball ideas for posts. And again, we've got all sorts of different categories that we're writing posts on. I think there's 50 that were done there quickly. And here's the ones that we are kind of interesting. Pickleball inspirational quotes are an easy social media post to get involved in because these are ones that can be done quickly, but also ones that can be repeated. So you can actually schedule your quotations or motivational quotes, that kind of thing, to be done on a regular basis and reuse them. So whether there's 50 that were created here with ChatGPT or ones that you pick up as a player or being involved in the community, don't be afraid to use them and have them repeat over and over again. And again, this is another way to get in front of other people's traffic, and it just happens to be that they're on social media. Okay, what else are we going to do? Social media, online forums, online ads. So we're going to be running some Google AdSense. Here's the one that's kind of interesting for me personally. I'm a big fan of email, and we'll cover that in a second, but who am I going to email to? Other people who have traffic. I don't have a list. I'm starting off with 0 on the list, so I need to make sure that I can get in front of other people's lists. So these are the ones that I'm going to do. I'm looking for influencers. And again, these are professionals, coaches, vendors, businesses, locations. I want to get in front of their traffic, so I'm going to be reaching out to them. And I've also got the different communities, people who already have groups that may not be online. There's some groups that are just a Facebook group, maybe a club or association. They don't have a website, but they have members on Facebook. I want to reach out to those people and get in front of those people. Also host online webinars and classes. One of the big things that's easy is right now, for example, we're doing a live webcast. It is very, very easy now. And again, this is something we cover on teachonline.io, is to pick up the camera and the mic and do a live podcast with people. Just talk to people about pickleball. If you do that on a regular basis, it does a couple things. It gets your existing members involved and excited with the community, but it also allows you to broadcast them through the podcast channels and also through YouTube and Facebook and any of the place where you can do live webcasts. Again, really, really powerful way to do this. We use a tool called Castos. Castos allows us to take the audio and have the audio from the interviews show up on Spotify, show up in iTunes, show up in Stitcher, show up in all of the different places where you can subscribe to podcasts. We're there. Now that does a couple great things, of course. We're in front of vendors, but we're also in front of those profiles or those business avatars that we wanted to speak to, whether that be the competitive player or the average player. Okay? So just want to make sure, not want to answer that one. There we go. Okay, so those are the ones we want to focus on. YouTube channels, webcasts, those are all there. Now, how am I going to do this? What are the pieces that we're going to focus on? Well, why don't I show you what we're going to focus on? Because that one is, of course, and let me just bring my screen up again. Let's bring that one up, and we'll do it this way, actually, the live feed. That one is one that we're going to do with email. And I've got our campus set up right now so that we've got our platform put together, and we're using Funnel Kits, which is our white label of ActiveCampaign. We're using ActiveCampaign to do all of our marketing automations and set those up. And what I did is I put together a bunch of emails or outbound emails that I can send to these third parties that have existing traffic. But I've also, in the background, I've been collecting, or we've had some of the staff to go and look at all of the different places that have traffic. I'll give you an example of some of them here. If I just go over to, we'll go to my bookmarks here, and I'll open up some of the bookmarks. Let me do this one. We'll do this over. I'm just going to open up the screen so that you can see it on this one. There we go. So let me just take a look. I'll just show you some of the bookmarks. I have, in this one, we have got a whole bunch of different bookmarks that I've been doing that are associations, vendors, everything like that. So what I've done is we've put together a spreadsheet of all of the different websites that are appropriate for those vendors, third parties, associations, clubs, professionals, events, all of that. So we've been putting together a spreadsheet with the names, locations, email addresses, websites, so that we've started to research those. What's going to happen from there is after we've got enough done to get started, and in fact, we're going to start where we are with these ones now, I'm going to be able to use the emails I'm going to show you to do outbound email marketing to these people. I'm going to do outbound email marketing, plus, because we're getting a phone number as well, don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and say, hey, we've got this brand new project. We're started. I really think it's going to be great. You're going to love to be involved. It's the fastest growing pickleball community where everyone can come in, share their experiences, everything that's going on. So we're going to be doing outbound email marketing to that group of people. And let's take a look at some of the ones that we have. So I'm going to open up some of these ones now. And new member series, haven't put in here. Vendor outbound, not in there. But we do have the generic outreach one. So I put together 4 simple emails that I'm going to be able to do as one-offs to start off with. I'm not doing these automated, but I'll be able to do them one-off and just say, you know, hi, it's James here from my pickleball friends. We're building a cool spot for pickleball lovers, and I saw what you're doing at, because I have it bookmarked. I took a look at it and looking, hey, do you want to have a chat and just see if there's something that we can work on together? Catch you soon. There it goes. Second one, you know, couple ideas. Maybe we can team up. Want to share what we're about and just say, you know, here's what we're doing. Here's some examples of our content. Do you want to be involved, or do you have content? So I got 4 messages there that were done. I did one specifically for other sites as well, so that we can go take a look and, you know, go back and ask for people's content or to use their content. And that doesn't matter if it's a YouTube video that someone has already published. We can post the YouTube video or ask for permission. If it's a blog post that they've written on their blog, we can ask to put it on our blog. Are they going to say no? Of course not. They want to make sure that they can get all the exposure. And the more people we have, the more likely they're going to do that. We've also got a series put together here for vendors. So if I'm talking to Selkirk or some of the other major vendors who are creating equipment, whether it be shoes or clothing or physical paddles, etc., those people are fair game to go and reach to. So we'll send them a one-off email, a personal email, follow up with a phone call and see if they're interested. Not only for being involved in the community, but more importantly, the next one here, which I just mentioned, which is sponsor. So that's another way of earning money, right? We've got advertising we can put in, but if we and when we get enough members, it's time to phone in or get out and ask for sponsors. So people want to be in front of this traffic. They want to put an ad here. They want to, you know, post or get exclusive. They want to put a course here. there's no harm in saying, yeah, absolutely, you're certainly welcome to do that and get involved with it. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're doing in terms of marketing with people. We just got to make sure that we actually get out and do it. So let me see if there's any questions. I don't think there's any questions, but we'll find out here and see what's going on. I'm just going to go and look at YouTube. I don't have my screen open for the actual questions. No one's watching, no one's listening today, no questions, which is fine. I will take questions, obviously, in the comments after, and subscribe if you want to see these in the future, or Teach Online. We keep them as well, and the full transcriptions that are there as well. So this is the stuff that, kind of focusing on. I'm really excited about it because I'm in a position now where we've done the work. We have the campus set up. We have the content that is starting and continually being added. The thing is right now is to get started is I've got to go out and make some calls. I've got to go out and get involved in the community that is not in my general physical location or area or access. I got to get out and I get involved in all of the other places where people have existing traffic. So that's what we're going to be doing. In future sessions, I'm actually going to share the results or share and let you know what's happening. The thing that's cool, of course, is because it's open, you're going to see if we have 12 people in a month from now or 1,200 people in a month from now. My goal is to see if we can get to 100,000 people as quickly as possible. And you know what? I don't know what's realistic. I know there's more than 100,000 people who are really excited about pickleball. That I know for a fact. The thing is, can we get them to join the site? Now, the one thing I didn't talk about here, and I will mention right now, and again, this is interesting, I think, from a digital perspective, is when you are selling courses with your campus, the consumption of the course, for the most part, is done on the desktop, right? You're on a tablet, you're at home, you're not physically away from the office or your home. If you're taking a course, you want to take notes, you want to think about stuff, you maybe have a quiz to do, all of these other pieces that are involved. For pickleball, if I'm learning to do something or I want to do something, it's often I'm on the court. I'm in between matches. So if I want to find and learn something from a course perspective, I'm going to be on a phone generally. I'm going to be on a mobile device. What about if you're connecting with another user, someone at the same club or the same place that you're playing or at a tournament that you played at? You're going to have your mobile phone. You're not want to say, give me your contact details and I'm going to go home and put it in my device. It's on my desktop. It's like, I'm here. Hey, what's your profile? Let me connect with you. And if you want to connect, you can go to a personal Facebook group or join some other group on Facebook. But you don't get a chance to only have Facebook people where they can put a complete profile in and have that personal pickleball profile. And that's what we've set up here on My Pickleball Friends, is we've got a complete personalized profile that's only for pickleball players on the site. So if you're looking to just connect with someone who might be in one of those business avatars we talked about earlier, or a physical location, whether it be a type of player, a skill level, a location, whether it be singles or doubles or mixed, whether you like playing in tournaments, you're competitive or not competitive, this is a place where we've got that customized profile available to you. So having said all that, the thing that's exciting for me, of course, is that we do have the My Pickleball app, which will be available at the start of next week. We're just getting the approval from the Play Store at Google and the App Store. I always get them mixed up, but it'll be available both on Apple devices and on Android devices and your iPad. So that'll be ready. The great part, of course, for us is that it's the exact same content. Doesn't matter if you're on the desktop, doesn't matter if you're on a mobile device. Everything is identical, live and in real time. So 100,000 people, I know they're there. It's getting in front of them and getting them to share their experience and get other people from the community involved. So this is going to be exciting times. I'm going to do my best to market it using what we just talked about, I'll share what happens along the way. Again, if you are a pickleball fan, make sure to join. It's mypickleballfriends.com. It's free to join. If you want to learn how to do all of this and create a community for your personal interest and or create and sell courses, you want to do it yourself, go to teachonline.io. And if you want the done for you service, where we take care of everything, obviously with your input and your help, that's at trainingsites.io, which is our agency business. So I hope you enjoyed this session. I had some fun. I'm excited about this. This whole thing with communities, I absolutely love it from a technical perspective. I love creating courses. I like building communities, but I haven't done it to this personally to this kind of level. So it'll be exciting to see what happens, and I'm glad you're along for the ride. So see me again next week. Every Wednesday at 1, we do a live webcast, cover something relating to starting and building, growing your education business. This is James Maduke from trainingsites.io and teachonline.io and mypickleballfriends.com. So take care and expect the best.